Hello and welcome to the Eudora USD Voluntary Benefits presentation by Benefits Direct, your new ancillary benefits provider at the district. This recorded presentation is designed to help provide an overview of the voluntary benefits available to you as part of the Eudora USD team. Keep in mind as this presentation goes on, you have the ability to pause, rewind, and fast forward to your convenience. The enrollment process will be held on August 15th, 16th, and 17th of this year, where you will speak to a non-commissioned Benefits Direct enrollment advisor in a one-on-one setting. Please book your appointment for this session at www.benefits-direct.com/Eudora USD 491 or by calling 877-523-0176. Benefits Direct is not an insurance company. We have worked with your HR and payroll teams to search the marketplace for the most competitive voluntary benefit options for you. Our job is to help manage the benefit enrollment and communication for you, the employee of the district, and we will be responsible for helping provide you with any assistance you may need during your enrollment period. The benefit package that we will review with you today is both competitive and affordable while offering options that help you stay healthy, feel secure, and maintain a positive work-life balance. Our goal is to make sure everyone is an informed, educated consumer, and we hope that each employee that participates in today's presentation will learn something new and gain some additional insight on these benefits provided to you. So let's get started. Here is a list of the benefits being brought to you through payroll deduction that we will be covering in this presentation: dental insurance, vision insurance, flexible spending, voluntary life insurance, short-term disability, critical illness coverage, cancer and intensive care insurance, accident insurance, permanent life insurance with long-term care, and identity theft coverage. The first plan to review is dental coverage, which is underwritten by Humana. Advantages of the Humana plan are all preventative and diagnostic services are covered at 100%, as well as orthodontics being covered at 50%. There are also 70 in-network providers within 20 miles of Eudora. You have a high plan option and a low plan option available to you. As stated earlier, both plans include all preventative services covered at 100% with no deductible. Basic services are covered at 80% on the high plan and 50% on the low plan, while major services, including orthodontia, are covered at 50% on both plans. You will notice that the plan year maximum is set at $1,000 on the low plan and $1,500 on the high plan. Here are the monthly rates for this plan. The next plan we will discuss is vision insurance, which is also underwritten by Humana. As you can see, this plan does have copays for exams and materials. Under allowances, you see that exams will be covered in full, frames are covered up to a $45 wholesale allowance, and most lenses will also be covered in full. Contact lenses are also covered up to a $150 retail allowance. This slide shows you the frequencies for service as well as the monthly cost for these plans, depending on who you choose to cover. Flexible spending is made available through Flex Made Easy. There are two types of flexible spending accounts that are available: medical reimbursement and dependent care. These accounts allow you to set aside money out of your paycheck on a pre-tax basis for qualified medical and child care expenses, meaning that you wouldn't have to pay federal, state, or FICA taxes on those dollars. The average person, if used correctly, can save around 25% for every dollar they set aside. This slide gives you a very short list of some of the expenses that you can use your flexible spending account for. You can find a full list of the eligible and non-eligible expenses at flexmadeeasy.com. Specifically, for medical reimbursement, 100% of your annual contribution is made available to you on day one of your plan year. The maximum contribution per year would be $2,550. Dependent daycare accounts allow you to set aside dollars to pay for eligible dependent daycare services generally used for work-related child care expenses. But you can also use these funds to pay towards work-related expenses for older tax dependents who are not capable of self-care. The calendar year maximum per household is $5,000, and you can see a short list of eligible expenses listed here. Again, you can find a full list of eligible and ineligible expenses listed at flexmadeeasy.com. This slide offers a couple of examples on how you can figure out how much money you should set aside into your flexible spending account. Each enrollee in flexible spending will receive 2 debit cards that they will be able to use at point-of-sale locations such as pharmacies and doctor's offices. Traditional claim forms are also available. Flex Made Easy also has a convenient mobile app for Android and iPhone users that will give you 24/7 access to your account as well. Should something happen to you, do you have enough life insurance to take care of things like burial expenses and income replacement to pay off debts left behind? Let's talk about your options for additional life insurance. This life insurance plan allows you to purchase anywhere from $25,000 to $300,000 worth of coverage. During the initial eligibility period, if you are under the age of 60, you can purchase up to $150,000 of coverage without answering any health questions. If you'd like to cover a spouse as well, and they are under the age of 60, they can purchase up to $20,000 without answering any health questions. You can also cover children on this plan. The next product we'll talk about is short-term disability, which is also underwritten by One America. The impact of a disability is real. Many people believe their biggest asset is their home, but for most of us, our biggest asset is the ability to come to work and earn a living. Not being able to work due to a disability is often financially devastating. How likely is it that you may become disabled? According to one study, it says that 30% of all Americans between the ages of 35 and 65 suffered a disability lasting at least 90 days. The risk of a disability is real. The question is, what can we do to protect ourselves? With this disability plan, an employee can purchase up to 67% of your earnings, not to exceed $7,500 per month. The rates will be the same for all ages, and this plan does include waiver of premium. Like all disability plans, this plan does have pre-existing limitations. This slide shows the 3 options you have as a district employee for the disability plan, depending on when you want the coverage to start. All options will cover you for up to 24 weeks. This plan is guaranteed issue, meaning that you will not have to answer any medical questions should you wish to sign up. It will also cover partial disability and maternity the same way that it does with any other injury or illness. The next plan we will cover is critical illness insurance, which is underwritten by Loyal American. Critical illness coverage acknowledges that we are far more likely to survive a heart attack or stroke today than we were just a few years ago. A quote from the American Journal of Medicine reads, "The good news is you're likely to live, the bad news is you're likely to be broke." This is referring to the indirect and non-medical expenses that can be associated with a critical illness. A critical illness plan is designed to cover certain illnesses that are listed here in this slide. Heart attacks, strokes, bypass surgery, organ transplants, comas, renal failures, paralysis, severe burns, and angioplasties. Should one of these illnesses occur, there would be a tax-free payout in the amount that you've chosen on this plan. You can choose a coverage amount from $5,000 to $50,000, and this plan also includes a $50 annual health screening benefit, and it will also cover reoccurrences. Cancer insurance is also underwritten by Loyal American. Why do I need cancer insurance is a very common question. Well, there are two distinct losses that occur when cancer strikes. The first and most obvious are the direct medical expenses from a hospital or a doctor. That's what our health insurance is designed to take care of, but it's the indirect or non-medical expenses that not everybody sees right away. For example, what if the best possible treatment is not here locally? What if I have to travel? What if that means going to the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota, or MD Anderson in Houston, Texas? Well, how do I get there? The fuel in my car or the plane ticket, is that something that I have to pay for? In addition, the meals out, the lodging, the time away from work, how would that affect my paycheck? We also know that most cancer patients do not go to treatment by themselves. They're taking a family member, a friend, or a spouse with them, and it may affect their income as well. So that's the kind of reasons for a cancer plan, to cover those indirect or non-medical expenses. This particular cancer policy is underwritten by Loyal American Life Insurance Company, which is an A-rated company. There are no coordination of benefits with this plan, meaning it must pay in addition to any other coverage that you have, including health insurance. Health insurance must pay 100% in addition to this plan. They will not coordinate or offset. This plan, however, does pay you directly in tax-free cash. According to the American Cancer Society, 1 in every 2 American men and 1 in every 3 American women will be diagnosed in their lifetime. The positive statistic they also talk about, though, is that we can save 1 in 3 with early detection and the proper treatment. To obtain this plan, there is no physical examination required. However, there are some health questions that you would need to answer. It is guaranteed renewable for life, it pays in addition to all other insurance, and it is fully portable should you ever leave the district or retire. So let's look at a few of the benefits. The one benefit that we want to see you use every year is called the Cancer Screening Test Benefit, or the Wellness Benefit, that covers 15 tests. Things like mammograms, pap smears, PSAs, colonoscopies. If you go in and have one of those tests done, this benefit will pay up to $50 per person per calendar year. If transportation is needed while fighting cancer, this particular benefit will pay 50 cents a mile for every mile driven in a private vehicle, so long as you're at least traveling 30 miles from your residence to the treatment facility. It will also pay actual charges on a common carrier for the patient and 1 adult companion. The lodging benefit pays up to $75 a day for hotel or motel stays during treatment. The daily hospital benefit is $150 per day for the first 30 days of confinement. Starting on the 31st day, that benefit doubles to $300 per day. The surgical benefit pays according to a set schedule of operations up to $4,000 per surgery. This benefit will also pay up to 25% of that surgery benefit towards the anesthesia used. Surgically implanted breast prostheses will be covered at actual charges. Radiation, chemotherapy, immunotherapy, and experimental treatments will be covered at actual charges up to $10,000 per person per calendar year in or out of the hospital. Colony-stimulating or immunoglobulin drugs that are used to boost the immune system before and after radiation and chemotherapy will be covered at actual charges up to $1,000 per month. If bone or stem cell transplantation is needed, this benefit will pay actual charges up to $15,000. Skin cancer will also be covered, depending on where it is on the body and where it is removed. This plan will pay anywhere from $125 to $750 per removal. With this cancer plan, there are an additional 18 benefits that I will not review in detail today. Here is a list of 9 on this slide. Here's an additional 9 of the 18 benefits that will be listed in the brochure for this coverage. Notice that there are also 38 other dread diseases covered by this plan. This slide shows you the monthly rate. Single parent would be defined as yourself and a child or children. Children will be covered as long as they are single under the age of 25. Family coverage according to this plan is insured and spouse with or without children, and again children are covered from birth until age 25. In addition to the base cancer plan, there are two optional riders that you can add to your plan. The first is called the first occurrence benefit. It's much what it sounds like. It's a lump sum payment of either $3,000 or $5,000 the first time someone is positively diagnosed with an internal cancer. This would pay in addition to all other benefits that we have reviewed. The second optional rider is called the intensive care rider. This would cover any sickness or accident that would put someone into intensive or critical care. Not just cancer, but it could be a heart attack, a stroke, a premature baby, car, or motorcycle accidents. Please note that this one rider does reduce by 50% at age 75. The benefits on the cancer plan do not reduce at any certain attained age. Underneath this plan, if you are admitted to the highest level of intensive care, it pays $600 a day. Every day you are there up to 45 days per confinement. If you go to a lower level of intensive care, it pays $300 a day. Here are the rates if you want to add the intensive care rider. Anywhere from $279 per month up to $528 per month, depending on who you want to cover. Here is a review of the rates for the cancer policy. Again, you can choose to do just the base plan only, or you can choose one or both of the riders. The next coverage option we will discuss is an accident insurance plan underwritten by Humana. We all know that anyone can have an accident. Most people ask, won't my health insurance cover accident costs? And most health insurances do cover major expenses resulting from accidents. However, what about the copays, the deductibles, or other out-of-pocket expenses that we may have to pay for? That's where Humana's accident plan may make sense for you and your family because it pays additional cash directly to you in addition to health insurance if an accident occurs. This plan requires no medical exam and has no lifetime maximum. It is guaranteed renewable and portable for life, and like the cancer plan, it pays tax-free cash directly to you. You have two levels of coverage you can choose from on this plan, a level 1 and a level 2 plan depending on which makes the most sense for you and your family. The first benefit is called the Accident Medical Expense Benefit. It pays you actual charges up to either $500 on level 1 or $1,000 on level 2 for seeking treatment for an accident in one of four places: an ER, a hospital, a doctor's office, or an urgent care facility. In addition to that benefit, you can also see the plan will also pay more if an ambulance was used or hospitalization occurred. It also has benefits for accidental death and dismemberment on this plan. In addition to the benefits that were just discussed, if the accident causes a fracture or dislocation, this plan will also pay cash benefits directly to you. Rates for the Level 1 and Level 2 accident plans are listed on this slide. Our permanent term life insurance and long-term care program is underwritten by Combined Life Insurance. This plan addresses two needs: the need for life insurance and the need for long-term care coverage. The life insurance on this particular policy has rates that are guaranteed until age 120 and that are portable and individually owned. Should you own this policy and ever have a need for long-term care, it would pay 4% of the face amount of the life insurance you've elected every month for up to 75 months. It also has an accelerated death benefit for terminal illnesses. Underneath this policy, as an employee, you can purchase up to $75,000 of coverage without answering any medical questions during the initial eligibility period. You may also cover a spouse, a child, or children, and this plan does come with a future purchase option. Please look at the details in your benefits guide and feel free to ask more questions to your Benefits Direct representative during your enrollment session. Identity theft insurance is underwritten by InfoArmor. Identity theft has become the #1 crime and consumer complaint in America. We have all heard about the Target, Home Depot, and Anthem breaches, and the fact is that there are sophisticated thieves out there that can get our personal information, and we have to protect ourselves. If your identity is compromised, it can mean a long and difficult task to getting it restored. The average person will have to spend somewhere between 59 and 168 business hours to restore their identity. That means that we will be working between the hours of 8 and 5 to restore our identity when most of us are pretty busy with our full-time jobs. Identity theft is not only credit card and financial theft, but it is also medical theft, false mortgages, fraudulent job applications, as well as online hacking. In addition, tablet users are said to be 80% more likely to become victims, and smartphone users are 23% more likely. We know the threat is real, and we need help to protect ourselves. Here are a number of elements with the plan. First, Credit Armor provides a continuous credit monitoring, monthly credit score, and unlimited access to an online annual credit report. Snapped Identity Monitoring stands for Social Security number, name, address, phone, and date of birth. InfoArmor will monitor any high-risk transactions from non-credit sources that use this data to see if it is being used without your consent or to prevent ID theft before it happens. Wallet Armor is for your protection of your wallet or purse. If it were to ever get lost or stolen, you would have the ability to access a digital wallet that would include contact information for credit card companies or give you the ability to obtain your lost driver's license number or any other items that you would keep in your wallet. The Digital Identity Report gives you a snapshot of your digital identity from the underground internet to see what the rest of the world can learn about you and provides you with a grade to determine if you need to try and clean up some of the information that is out there about you on the web. Social media reputation monitoring is a new service that allows you to monitor your social media profiles such as Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram for you or your children to ensure that nothing vulgar or malicious is posted to your account. It can also notify you of any online bullying. This plan includes a $1 million identity theft insurance policy that will protect you against out-of-pocket expenses that include lost wages, legal fees, or postage. This plan will reduce unwanted solicitations such as telephone solicitations and junk mail. Lastly, and most importantly, private advocates will be assigned to your case from start to finish should you have a breach to get your identity fully restored. Next, we will go through a couple of screenshots of the online portal. This is the home page. This is the credit monitoring section that we talked about. You can now go in and check your credit score as well as pull that annual credit report we mentioned. This is the wallet protection section. It only takes a couple of minutes to input your information like credit cards, vehicle insurance, health insurance card information, and even your driver's license information. This way it is stored safely should you lose this information. The Digital Identity Report gives you a grade based on the information that is found on you on the internet. If you have a poor grade, it will advise you of ways you can clean up your online profiles to protect yourself moving forward. Of course, they have a mobile app that will give you access to all of these features as well. It will send you a monthly text or email, whichever you prefer, with updates on your identity. If you sign up for this coverage, we strongly encourage you to provide us with an email address. Here is an example of the email you will receive to set up your account. If you don't provide an email, they will mail you a letter at home instructing you how to go online and set up your account. Monthly rates for this plan are $7.95 for an individual and $13.95 for a family. Just as a reminder, when it comes to payroll deduction, some of your benefits will be taken out pre-tax and some will be post-tax. Please note that you cannot make a change to a pre-tax plan in the middle of a plan year unless you experience a qualifying event per IRS rules. We have listed some examples on this slide for you. Making sure that all district team members are taken care of is our top priority. Should you need any assistance or have any questions at any time, you have an abundance of people who are ready and willing to help. Please visit the website listed here to obtain a digital employee benefits package, view product videos, or even re-watch this voiced over PowerPoint. Thanks for following along with us today. We hope you learned something new and are better informed consumer and ready to make your elections for your benefits. Enrollment counselors will be available August 15th through 17th to assist you on site with your enrollment. Please book an appointment for your counseling session by visiting www.benefits-direct.com/Eudora USD 491 or by calling 877-523-0176. Thanks for your time.